The
You a
developer,
nasty motherfucker.
the
That's old
developer
school.
was
Yeah.
gonna make
All right,
a
here we
single
go.
player mode for Friday the 13th.
All right, here we go. Let me send the like out. Let me send the like button. We about to make it happen right now. Here we go. Here we go. All right, we going. We going. We doing it live. I'm about to turn my black ass around right now. We doing it live. Let's go. All right. I got the link. Let's go.
All right, all right, all right, all
All right,
right.
ladies and gentlemen.
Is
Shout out to
this
six. Hey,
on?
yo, Flesh and Bone. What up, baby? Somebody just sent me. I think he just sent me a message too. I
Did
couldn't
I
check
hold
it.
on? Did I add my audio?
Go to the party chat settings. You should be.
Yeah, I gotta check it out.
Everybody got their shit checked?
Damn straight.
All right, boom. All right, so check it out.
Mother of God.
All right, so check it out. Last week, not last week. Yeah, it was last Wednesday. It was a week ago. Last Wednesday, we covered this and we talked about, like I said, on Wednesdays, talk about a little bit of everything, a little late night conversation, because normally when we have these type of discussions, they usually go, sometimes they go far left, but it's very, very interesting and to say the least, entertaining. You know what I mean? You got a lot of people that, you know what I mean, believe in flat earth. You got a lot of people that believe in aliens, UFO. You got a lot of people that are religious, and Jesus Christ saved their life. Cool, I'm not knocking it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? What's going on, Keith? Whatever makes you a player, a better person, I'm all for it, man. You know what I mean? So anyway, there have been, I guess, since last week, since we got together, we convened. I don't know if I sent you the video. I think if I didn't, I sent you guys the video. In Peru, they found a alien body of a mummy, of course. Not about, I say about 4 months prior to that. Now, if you know about Peru, it's where they got the elongated skulls, the Nazca lines. And I said this before, whether you choose to believe it or not, every civilization on Earth, just about, back in the day, talk about their different interactions with alien species. Now, again, it's not my opinion. Not whether you believe it or not, this is what these people, this is part of their history, you know what I mean? Part of their culture. And then I believe they found the Nazca lines in about the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. A pilot was flying over the area, and what's crazy is because the lines are not visible if you're on the ground. But when you're up in the sky, they make all types of, shapes and animals. But even better than that, just saying they're making lines, it's like they had heavy, construction equipment to make the lines, because it's like they shade the part of a mountain off. Like, this is crazy. And it's kind of hard to say, to hear these people with stone tools are able to chisel off the side of a mountain. You know what I mean? Shave it off completely flat. In this day and time, we were having trouble doing it. Same thing with we talked about the pyramids, with some of the bottom stones, or whatever the case, weigh like 80 to 90 tons, and we don't have really equipment right now to this day to move a 80-ton fucking stone. Now, again, it's not my opinion. This is what's there. Now, anyway, so about a few months ago, the guy presented a hand that he found. Three long fingers, right? Three very, very long fingers. Actually, I'll put the link up in the chat. You guys can see it for yourself. 3 fingers, right? And he said he would produce the rest of the body later on. Now, when he took the hand, when it had it x-rayed by doctors, it got bones. It's a real hand. You know what I mean? People say, oh, it's fake, whatever the case may be. So now they unearthed the body, or showed the body they unearthed when it's mummified. It's old. How old it is, but it has 3 fingers on each hand and 3 toes, and an elongated skull. Now, one thing I said we kind of touched on last week was the elongated skulls. Now, what you call the mainstream of science, or as we try to say, that those skulls were from cranial deformation and binding. You know what I mean? So they would start to ask the question, because they started all over Earth, and different countries started finding these elongated skulls. You know what I mean? Why were these people doing this or submitting their babies to it? The Indian culture, the African culture, the Mayans, every culture here on Earth were, they were bonding their skull, making their skull. Where the hell did they get this from? So a couple of scientists, when it gets to normal, they had to be imitating something that they saw. I'll give you an example. I may have said this last week. Like, when Michael Jackson came out with the jacket with all the zippers, everybody had to have a Michael Jackson jacket with all the zippers, right? So where the hell did they get this from? We're talking about every culture on Earth. Whether it's the Africans, the Indians, the Mayans, all what put these skull bond, a cranial deformation. I mean, so here's the thing. So scientists or mainstream or the government try to say that they came from people putting balls in here, which some of them did it too. But there were skulls that were 50% bigger than ours. I mean, as far as weight and brain size capacity. Now, I don't care how many boards you put in your head, that's not going to change the volume size of your brain. Like
what is he doing?
These people's brains were 50% bigger than ours. You know what I mean? And again, some of the skulls that they found in Peru. They're like, and again, so they took the what's called the DNA, and it came back to no known human male primate, whatever case that's known to man here on Earth. Now, here's the thing: man may have been a prehistoric a race of people that may have lived here. That you got Neanderthals, you got Cro-Magnon man, you got all types of maybe I don't know, but there's something that they don't have anything DNA for. Now they just produced the body. Now this shit got 3 long ass fingers on each hand and 3 long ass toes. Now they took this shit to Russia. They got bones. They got a skeleton. Some people saying it's a hoax because the way that the way that the body looks because it's white. This shit's been sitting for probably a couple thousand. Yeah, I've never seen a 1,000-year-old body, but you know what I mean. And it also has all those intact organs. You know what I mean. So I'm gonna go across. What do you guys think about it? If you didn't see the video, like I'm gonna leave the link down below in the chat. If you guys didn't see it. Like, what do you guys think about that? I think I sent it to Nethos. I think I sent it to you guys on the chat.
Let me just be the guy that says anything is fucking possible.
Okay, yes, I know I sent it to you.
But the way the world is made up these days, man, like motherfuckers that try to paint you as a spook, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this motherfucker believe in anything, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's always important to keep your mind open there. Yo, that could be true. They just scared you into believing that you're weird if you believe it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, I'm always in the middle on situations like that, except for like alien life forms. Then again, now when alien life forms, I do believe it's out there. But something like this, I'm like, it could be true. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be.
I mean, going off what you just said, Garrett, there's too many instances of like ancient civilizations interacting with aliens. You can look at the Egyptians, the Indians, the any Native Americans.
Hey,
so many instances.
Be able to say now?
Just people, detailed scriptures, descriptions, all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
So besides in Peru, besides the Nazca lines, they also have animals that were laid out with rock. I think they have a monkey, a spider, some type of bird. They're so big, if you're standing on the land with them, you can't see what they are. The only way for you to see them is from the sky. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? They were sending signals to them to be like, look, we're here, come back. You know?
Look, from a universe perspective, if you look at how vast the universe is, and from science's perspective, the universe is still growing. Yes. You got so many different galaxies, so many planets. I do not believe that we are the only human or
it's not growth. It's actually
absolutely close. So there's less of a chance of us being alone than not.
It's not growing. It's expanding.
It's expanding. That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? We're only able, I guess, through the Hubble telescope. We'll be able to see a light from the star. That may take so many million years to reach us, whatever the case may be. But within our galaxy, there are over millions of planets in our own Milky Way. You know what I mean? That's you know, which is
If you travel the speed of light and go so far away, if you could travel the speed of light and go to a certain distance and somehow see the Earth, if you can get far enough away, if you look back at Earth, you would see the Earth as it was in prehistoric times. Because like that, how long light takes to travel. You know what I mean? So if you see a star, you're looking at a star tonight, you go out and you see a star in the sky, 99.9% of the time that star no longer exists.
Absolutely.
That's the deal with Betelgeuse too, and Orion. It's a supernova here shortly, actually, within the next 25 years, which is the dagger in Orion. You can see it right now.
Even if you go back to the city of Atlantis, where they said humans and aliens lived amongst each other. If you look at the hollow Earth theory, they was talking about humans and other different forms of alien civilizations living inside the Earth. So, I mean, like Dave said, you have to expect the unexpected. Anything is possible.
The Anunnaki.
Challenge all things, because
What were you saying?
Yeah, like they'll make you the truth. They'll make you feel like you're dumb when it comes to the truth, like you're crazy. And then when they give you the lies, they make the lies believable.
Well, here's the thing.
Have you ever heard of Project Blue Book?
Yeah. Logical.
No. Can you explain that for the audience?
Wait, hold on. Before we even go there, hold up, Jesse, and we could talk about that also. Before we go there, I'll let you explain that, Jesse. But even check it out, even better than that, right? Something within not too far away. You know what I mean? People seem a little skeptical. Yeah, that was so long ago, but not too far. Not long ago. You say in the '60s, they had something called the Brookings Report. Before we went to the moon. Now, you guys can Google, I believe it was the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. If it wasn't the 60s, it was the 50s. Well, right before we went to the moon, you know what I mean? Which you had, the book, you had all the top scholars in America, well, just in the world, you know what I mean? From different schools, different colleges. Hey, Flip Money, include your audio in the live stream. Yeah, include your audio. But anyway, they said before, whether you believe we went to the moon or not, I'm not here to debate that, okay? But they said if, when you go there, and you find evidence of ancient, civilizations, ruins, or whatever the case may be, do not tell the people of Earth, because if you do, the religious structure of our planet will fall apart. Now, again, you can Google this up and read it for yourself. The religious structure of our planet will fall apart. So even to say this, or, what's the mainstream media? Well, you got the Darwinism theory saying we evolved from apes and all that stuff. And again, religion is a very, very strong, powerful thing because, and I'm not knocking what anyone believes, you know what I mean? But, a lot of people that are Christian, well, I'm more or less Christianity that I know. I don't know about the Hindus and don't mean, but they don't believe in, to say, extraterrestrial. Now, extraterrestrial means anything from the heavens, above, you know what I mean? So you can even say that God is extraterrestrial, or the angels, if that's what you want to believe, fine. But because it's not in the Bible. That's what to me, like I said, because religion becomes a very, very dangerous thing, because most, Christians or whatever the case, believe that the world is only 6,000 years old. I mean, my God, you got fossils that are older than that, you know what I mean? And anything that contradicts what they believed was in the Bible, because like I said, and not to talk about anybody, because I grew up, being a Christian, I came up in the church. Even like as far as my grandmother, she's deep into that stuff. But, I mean, to say that, right? Because it's not in the Bible, right? And they will say, well, if Jesus Christ died for our sins, well, did he die for their sins also, right? So that's a big, and it was crazy as hell. I forgot he died. It was a pope, or how we call him, preacher, a priest from Italy, from Rome, and he was talking about that. You know what I mean? We'll say, well, Jesus Christ died for our sins, and did he die for their sins also? So then you got some religious people who look at it. Oh, those are just demons. I was reading the comments on the link I put down below, and the body that they found. They said, oh man, they ain't no alien. This thing, that's a demon. And then that's crazy as hell. Just even if you believe in God, they say that we have trillions of billions of planets and there's no life there. Like, to me, that was so God just created these planets, and to no one, to me, that's just blows my mind. You know what I mean? Like, that shit there, wow. You know what I mean? Like, you have a lot of stuff, and I'll let you guys take from there. You have a lot of things that we can now that's not in the Bible, right? We got cars, we got video games. Does it mean that doesn't exist because it's not in the Bible, right? Or, who had somebody blowing some shit up in the back.
No, that ain't me.
Oh, somebody. I don't know. I'm not
Jesse.
Mute your mic, Jesse. I want you doing like that.
Just damn
noodles. So, yeah, mute your mic. Shit loud as hell. So anyway, as I was saying, right? You know what I mean?
You flicking them season packs.
Yeah, he's breaking the shit with his teeth. So, anyway, as I was saying, so like I said, to me, like I said, I think that's when religion gets a little dangerous. You know what I mean? Not to call nobody in the cult, but like just to ignore like science, traditional science, like, or just shit that we can prove. Because again, to believe, like I was just telling my man Gary, but to have a belief is to not know, to be unsure. I know 2 + 2 = 4. That's something I can prove. Now, if you want to go about these stories in this book that happened so-called thousands of years ago, they've been modified hundreds of millions of times, then cool, I'm not knocking you for that. I'm not here to bang on anyone's belief system. Fine. You know what I mean? But to me, like I said, that's when it becomes very, very dangerous. And then again, Harvard did a study a couple years ago. They said our society is becoming dumber. And I'm not trying to insult nobody, or, because they believe that Jesus Christ is going to come back in their lifetime to straighten this shit out. To me, that blows my mind. And my last note I want to say before this, it's like, to me, it's crazy. You know what I mean? And not to get, too deep in it, you know what I mean? If you take what happened in South Carolina, in Charleston, in that black church, right? You had non-parishioners in there praying to Jesus, right? Then you had Dylan Roof go in there and kill him, whatever the case. Then what did they do the next day? They opened the church, washed the blood out, and the parishioners went there and prayed to Jesus, to the people that got killed praying to Jesus. But then they get spooky because, you know, you have so many different forms of Christianity. It's like there's 44 denominations. Then you have other in the religions. They gonna say they was praying to the false god. You know what I mean? That's what I'm sitting back scratching my head like, God damn. You know what I mean? This is too much. You know what I mean? This shit is lunacy. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm gonna let y'all take it for that though. You know, you can add what you want.
Yeah. Z, I have some quotes out of Ezekiel which claim that there's alien existence in the Bible.
Yeah.
I was about to say that.
Happens to do with Ezekiel, and
Preach
in
the will of
Ezekiel,
fire.
verse
In
1,
Ezekiel
verse
chapter
4,
of the Bible.
he goes, I looked up, and behold, a whirlwind came out from the north, a great cloud, and a fire unfolding itself, and a brightness about it. And out of the midst, therefore, was the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Also out of the midst, therefore, was the likeness of 4 creatures or beings, and this was their appearance. That the likeness of a man had 4 faces, and one had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like that of a calf's foot. And they had the hands of a man, under their wings were 4 sides, and they had 4 on their faces and their wings, and their wings were joined to one another, and they turned not, and they went forward. That's statements out of the Bible. It's from Ezekiel 1, verse 4 through 13.
You know,
Wow,
yeah.
that's crazy.
What did it say?
Well, that's like they talk about dinosaurs, but people fail to, not talk about that. I think they call them Bohemian, and people don't talk about that. Religious people, like that's what they call dinosaurs, large reptile creatures, but they don't talk about that. And a lot of people think that these bones and all these ancient artifacts that they're finding is a bunch of bullshit.
Even if you look at
there's one verse that mentions a dragon in the Bible. That's it, and that's it.
Even if you look at Mars, Mars, from what I was learning, that Mars is not really a red planet. NASA only show you the negatives. And this video on YouTube of people like zooming in on the NASA photos, finding roads, colonization, forests, on Mars.
There was cities.
You know what I'm saying?
It was actual cities there, like vehicles and everything that's still there.
On Mars.
Yeah,
that's
I've
on the
seen
planet.
that.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, and people think it's red, but it's not, because NASA only show you the negative. Like, they got a blue atmosphere just like us and shit. It's crazy. I was like, wow.
You know what's crazy?
I don't seem to go that far, but I do.
No, it's the truth though. You had and again, like I said,
I don't see it past that point.
But no, I'm just saying, and these are photographs from NASA. What's crazy the person that leaked the original photos worked at NASA. When we've seen the face on,
but they tried to say it was something different.
Do you think?
Well,
do you
somebody
think maybe the fact the person that leaked these photos might have been doing it to condemn and cover something else up entirely?
No, you know what?
Maybe the leak itself was fake.
No, here's the thing.
Some people have a conscience. Some people have a conscience. If you look at the guy who just who hacked the government recently, who he hacked?
Well, I mean, Snowden.
Yeah, Snowden. He had a conscience, bro. Snowden. Yeah, Snowden had a conscience, bro. He like, the people need to know what's going on. So you actually have people in there that
but that's a little bit more different than though maybe because everyone makes assumptions that NASA is shadier than shit. Maybe there's somebody that was shady in NASA that wanted to blackmail NASA to begin with.
I will say
making
this.
bold statements.
Beyond was, I will say this.
It could happen that way too.
See, Beyond, you work for NASA. You've been protecting NASA all these conversations.
Hey, well, I'll say this. Look,
hold on. One question about NASA. If there's one question about NASA, why is it every time that they catch something on camera from NASA, NASA deny it? Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is flying around the sun, sucking up the plasma. I don't know what that is that's flying across the
video ship of that big old alien ship sitting by the sun.
That's what they say. That's exactly what they say. NASA like, I don't know what it is.
You know what? Even
you don't see that shit we see though.
Yeah, but do you see my point though, man? Because see, even if your statement is true, there's a probability that someone could have freaking done it deliberately too to fuck with people.
Well, yes, they deliberately.
It's called propaganda.
We're talking about in this day and age to pull off CGI.
I know what you're saying.
To pull off CGI, there's so many different tools to proof check that. You know what I mean? To see if it's something's fake. But again, every day people have cell phones. They'll go out there and capture these vehicles. Now, who you said made them, create them? I don't know. But you have people like Gordon. Gordon. Edwin Gordon, the famous fucking astronaut. You know what I mean? He gave a speech before Congress and saying that extraterrestrial vehicles, I've seen them out of space. they visited, Earth, and you know what I mean. Like, I mean, you had
Oh, there's
go before Congress.
I mean,
other
generals from other countries.
There's
other generals from other countries then said it was aliens.
Yeah. Look at my man in Canada. Look at my man in Canada.
What?
Oh, okay, go. What you okay?
No, I was going to say, well, explain why some of these generals damn near on their deathbed talking about, well, this is some of the stuff that NASA don't want you to know, and all of a sudden they're deaf, they strangely die, and they comes up with all these medical problems that their family said they never had before.
So NASA's an assassins, right?
Well, I won't say NASA, but them.
No, we're not. I'm not saying
You'll be surprised what people go to protect, bro.
Yeah, we do
you gotta be open minded. You'll be surprised what people go to protect.
Yeah. That I do believe in.
There's
I'm gonna be scared of John Glenn. Isn't that guy like 90 or some shit?
There's commercial pilots.
Supposedly one of the guys that
speak on the shadow government though, because even Russia was talking about that. Do you remember that, Z?
Yes. It's great. Look, check it out, right? And speaking of Russia, right? Russia sent a probe to America went to Mars, and Russia went to Venus, and we've been taught that Venus' atmosphere is like 800 degrees and nothing can live there. Now, mind you, they was able to land a probe there and not land in their atmosphere and take all these pictures supposedly of Venus. Mind you, a parachute, 800 degrees, shit gonna melt up. You know what I mean? But Russia had crystal clean pictures of Venus showing structures, again, pyramids, all types of stuff. And just before things kind of went left in Russia, you know what I mean? You had people, because you had the KGB, and you had, regular Russia, and you had, again, Russian astronauts that was defecting from there and coming to the United States. Also, then again, Russia sent a probe to Mars. Now, you can Google this yourself, right? And, sent the probe to Mars, and from the Martian surface, one got knocked off, one fell before it got there, but one was entering. The rover was entering to Mars' atmosphere. It was taking pictures of a cylinder object coming up the Martian surface, and then it tapped it and knocked it. But it synced back like 2 or 3 pictures before it lost, transmission with the thing. And then again, like I said, Russia, I forgot the lady's name. I don't even try to pronounce her name. An astronaut came here to the United States and gave visitation at UCLA and a couple colleges. No one started this back in the 80s, and she showed the pictures of the, it's like a long, it's like a pencil. You know what I mean? And going straight up leaving from Mars surface and approaching the Voyager, the probe and shit, before it lose transmission. Took like 4 or 5 pictures of the shit. Like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? What the hell is coming from? This, how you say, under intelligent control. You know what I mean? Can stare and stuff to lead the Martian surface. Now again, this is not my opinion. These are we're not talking about some wino on the goddamn. These are astronauts, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Again, they say they all these people.
Yeah, but ever think the astronauts though might have some vendetta against them?
Why?
That's what they're not working for NASA anymore.
Nah, Beyond. You gotta think. Information is powerful. Information is powerful.
So in other words, you're saying a person that if they lost their job somewhere, they want to go in there.
Let me ask you a question.
If the human race find out outside of Earth, these planets that's supposed to be unlivable, that there's existence of other civilizations, then we will start to question our whole system that we're living in, religion and
we had to
everything.
question our own existence.
You know, he really is wrong.
Hold on. I'm gonna put it to you like this. I'm gonna put it to you simplest, crazy, and this shit is real. And I heard this shit from Men in Black. Individuals are smart. People are
You're quoting Men in
stupid.
Black.
Yeah, because it's a fact. People are stupid. Individuals are smart. People like to go on their daily life thinking that everything is okay or being listening to a higher form of government
and everything they're being told.
Individuals know what's going on. They do not like to be in the shadow, and that's a fact.
Yeah. Well, again,
that is true though, but their information doesn't necessarily always have to be true.
Hey, Beyond Wisdom, you my man. We about to
and the information they give you ain't always true.
Beyond Wisdom, you my man. We about to do you like Jerusalem.
Yeah, what's up, man?
We about to get this work. Let me ask you a question, right?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you something real quick. I have.
Bring the freaking the pitchforks and the freaking torches and all that shit. Bring it.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Damn. It's about to get lit, guys. Get ready.
Damn.
Let's go.
You there, Jesse?
The fuck does that mean? Wasn't he going to say something?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
No, I'm sorry.
I was waiting on Jesse.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wait, anyway, as I was saying,
let's
let me ask you
go.
a question, Jesse. Not Jesse, Nethos, right? So you have all these
wisdom, man.
Your wisdom beyond wisdom, my man. You about to get that word like Jerusalem right now, though. So you have these different. No, I want you to state for the record, so you believe that life only exists here on Earth. There's nothing else besides what's here on planet Earth.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So what are you saying?
The people that the people that are here on Earth could fabricate things to freaking scare people into thinking there's something else outside of it.
Oh.
And they might have vendettas against the truth in general.
So we talking about, bro. Listen,
that's just
we're talking about.
how
we're gonna take it step
are.
by step here. Since you're my man, I'm gonna lay you down softly, right? So you got thousands of, well, I don't say thousand, but you have throughout history with the cave drawings or whatever. You have thousands. Well, you have different civilizations across the planet Earth. They all talked about their interactions with alien beasts. Even taking back again to the Anunnaki. I mean, to the
but
Sumerians.
that doesn't mean that our planets in our solar system actually
Okay.
have those
Okay.
on them.
We're gonna come there. Listen, we're gonna take it step by step. Okay, fine.
From a different universe or a different.
It doesn't make a difference. Listen, we're gonna take it slow. We're gonna take a walk. And again,
Wait,
you
can
have
I
the
say something real
Sumerian.
quick?
Who asked me something? Who's
I want to say something real quick.
All right, Jesse, go for it.
Jesse, real quick. So I have a pilot that we know that's a good family member. He's been flying for 30 years commercially. Now, commercial pilots stay seeing unidentified flying objects. They're told not to say anything, not to report it. If they go public with it, what they do is they're grounded, they're shamed, and they have to do a psych evaluation. Not because what they're saying is a lie. Is because they don't want it reported. The government tells them not to report it. And this is straight from the pilot's mouth 30 years.
I'll be right back.
He's seen things a couple times.
Yeah,
and I believe that because if
those
they have
things
to
are
do
valid,
it,
though. But
I believe that
there could be a person that's shady enough to actually freaking blackmail freaking true science too, because that's how religion's done it across the board.
Well, what they do is they threaten them with their jobs. They'll pull their wings. You know what I mean? If they want, you know what I mean? They'll runic.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
They're
It's
different
what's happening here on
government-
this planet, though.
If the
It's when it's
government is
external,
doing a
it's
psych
different.
evaluation, if the government is doing a psych evaluation, they can control the information by labeling them insane or crazy.
Yep.
I'm telling you, this is not a conspiracy, bro.
This came straight from him.
It could be though.
I
There's a probability of that as well.
No,
too.
this dude is not a nut, bro. He's straight up told
He
yo,
who controls
everything
information.
They doesn't necessarily have to be a nut. They could be completely legit. It's just that some people could actually just blackmail somebody just for the fuck of it, just for shits and giggles. Be a troll and just make people believe something that's not there,
Religion is a
Okay.
Religion is a
what would be the reason?
multi-billion,
What would be the reason?
$1 trillion industry.
Well,
shit.
what would be the reason
though?
to cover up besides the point,
Because
Cover up
people
everything.
are crazy. I just said
Look
it.
at the
I just
system
gave you a
that
reason.
we're
'Cause
in.
people are
They
fucking
will
crazy.
lose
People
control
don't want to
of the
believe it.
system, bro.
It
They
will
will lose
undermine
control of the
everything
system.
religion.
Yeah,
can
but
believe.
people believed in a fairy
Oh, you
tale
want to know
book for
something crazy?
2,000
Listen to
fucking
this.
years.
Listen to this.
So where's that
we're
one?
slowly being prepped for to be unveiled that there's alien life's existence. I'm gonna prove it to you by this.
We've been
The
prepped
Vatican
for years.
always but the Vatican has always declined alien life. This is the first pope, and as
They
I'm a hardcore
decline it
Catholic.
because they freaking drink the
No, but
Kool-Aid of
this
that
is the
fairy tale
first-
book that they have
this is the
studied for
first
2,000
pope.
years.
This is the first pope that has said that there has to be alien life existence. The first pope ever in history of the world to admit that he feels that there's life.
It's
on
because
other
he was
planets.
raised in a
We've been
secular
prepped
freaking
for
style
years.
of world, man.
Bro, we've been prepped for years
Yo,
to
man, I'm back,
accept
I'm back.
aliens. We already programmed through cartoons,
right, what I
through
missed?
movies, through
Yeah.
TVs,
right.
through toys. We're
listen.
already
It
prepped,
just
Yo,
depends how
Dave
fucking
came
wise
out.
you are in your
Dave
mind,
came
man.
out
It's
to
to
it.
grow out of it. It's if everyone's a child, I guess everyone's a child then.
Oh, man,
So let me
question.
ask you
Listen.
this. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If aliens was to pop up right now and make themselves known, what you
They
think is
already-
going to happen?
Mass
No,
hysteria.
I think our crazy nut
What you
job
think is gonna
fucking group of people that run this country would attack them. Me personally, I wouldn't
Well,
give a
I
damn.
think they already in contact.
that we're already in contact with them.
But listen, like I said, I missed one part of the conversation. And I
ahead.
want to start.
It
the
was the
beginning.
U.S. government.
Yeah.
It's a video on YouTube where this U.S. government agency guy talking about there are 5 known. Well, it's probably more now, but at that time, he was saying the government was in contact with 5 different alien races. 5 different.
You talking
The
about
government,
and this is
You
we're
talking
talking about the
Greys?
Greys, the
They
tall
married?
whites, the Greys.
Hold on.
the Nordics.
And
I got all that
the
written
Nordics
down.
and a couple of
The Nordics, that's the call.
I'm talking about
Yeah,
this
but
But
it's
the
video
more
years
government,
ago.
the government
more than them.
allows aliens to abduct their people and
That's-
test here,
Yeah.
and how they, what
But they
get
have
in
to bring it
exchange
back.
is
They have to bring it
technology.
back.
Now
We
everyone is
get
brought back though.
technology.
But here's the thing, though. See, I wanted to talk about it in a little part too. But what's called the Grenada Act that old boys, I believe it was Truman signed back then to exchange for technology. They want to, take DNA from us. And again, we talking about. Now, here's the thing. Even as far as that, you have people from all over the world giving the same story, more or less, about them being abducted. We're talking about school teachers, doctors, whoop-de-whoop, you know what I mean? We ain't talking about no winos here. People with careers that have
What's that?
more to lose than to gain by telling anything. Mike, get off that fan when you break it. Thank you. You have more people to gain, more to lose than to gain. And you have some people that tell their story that don't be known at all. You know what I mean? Then again, like I said, even before that, though, I was talking about, I wanted to talk about the Sumerians, you know what I mean? And I kind of touched it a little bit last show.
Yeah.
Now, listen again. Whether in this one, like I said, even as far as like religion or whatever the case may be, but just going by what these people wrote back then. We're talking about thousands of years ago, thousands of years before Christianity, Jews, Islam, and thousands of years ago. These people wrote according to their history that they were genetically modified, right? You know what I mean? Now, these people talked about DNA. They described every planet within our solar system, right? And they also, about the rings of Saturn. These people had no planetarium. They ain't had no goddamn, telescope. None of this stuff. And I'm gonna pause that. Even the Dogo tribe in Africa said that their teachers came from, Sirius Star System B or whatever the case. Which that star is not even visible to the naked eye because it's a different light spectrum. And these some people out there living in the sticks, in the woods, with spears and blowguns and stuff like that, bro. You know what I mean? This is what they said they got their teachers from. You know what I mean? Now, whether you choose to believe, but I'm just saying, which has been documented throughout history. You know what I mean? History. Now, history can stand for his story, but just going, like I said, back to the Anunnaki, or which means those that came from heaven, right? Basically, what it means, was translated, whatever the case may be. But like I said, these people said, like I said, when we found those, we started unearthing those Sumerian tales. It's called the Sumerian tales of creation, which basically is. Like I said, it predates the Bible, the Tanakh, and the Torah. And if you know anything about religion, anything, just bear with me. You had the Jews first, and then it went from the Old Testament to the New Testament. So you had the Old Testament, the Tanakh, and the Torah, which to me would open my eyes really when I went to school, Seton Hall, and started studying history. But you had another culture that predated them by thousands of years that told the same story, just different names. And in the Bible they called them Adam. The Sumerians called them the Adam. You know what I mean? Now again, whether you believe them or not, or if you believe what's in that Bible, hear me out. If you believe what's in that Bible, you have other things that predates that by thousands of years. So this what discrepancy.
What if Jesus was an alien?
Here's another thing. Here's the thing. Though. There was some supposedly some scriptures with Emmanuel.
Correctly.
Yeah, but and again, even like I said, I talked about it. I'll touch on it again. We got a bunch of new people here. Even with, like I said, the word virgin, you know what I mean? Which a lot of people think, Christians believe that Mary was a virgin and Jesus was immaculate conception. But if you take the corpus of what the word virgin means, which
she was artificially inseminated.
No, it's not even so much that. The word virgin means unwed. It means that she wasn't married. It means that she never had sex before. The word virgin means that she's not married. But, you know what I mean, just I think of a lot of people, you know what I mean? I said I was born a Christian, you know what I mean? I think if you would do the corpus behind these religions and what the words actually
everyone
what they
was
mean.
Born an atheist until they were shown religion.
Even that's why I ask a lot of people, why do you believe what you believe? Because 9 times out of 10, if you wasn't born here in America or wherever, you'd be something else. You know, and I understand it alone. Like I said, and again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like I said before, to believe is to not know. I know 2 + 2 is 4. You know what I mean? I can prove that, you know what I mean? But to believe, you know, like I said, it's to be unsure, to have a belief in something. You had to be taught whatever you believe in, you know what I mean? Whether you're Christian, whether you're Catholic, Catholicism, and again, like I said, I studied theology in school. You know, if you don't know when the Christian church split because of Martin Luther, then you had Protestant, you know what I mean? Then, see, the Catholic Church was gangster. They tried to kill my man King James because he declared to put the Bible in, and to take it from Latin you know what I mean, or whatever the case, and put into the vernacular of the everyday man. They tried to have him assassinated. You know what I mean?
As it was originally German.
Yeah, but, you know, German or whatever the case. To have the and that's what we, like I said, what comes with far as, you know, popes or what do you call it, imams or any other things. Like I said, if it was meant for us to have a religion, or if it was meant for us to have a Bible, you know, God would have gave it if you want to believe in Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. You know what I mean? Or even one better, if God wrote the Ten Commandments, if we're going to go with that story, so God himself wrote the Ten Commandments but needed man to write the Bible, which again makes no sense.
There.
You know what I mean?
It's funny how they say the 10 when it was more than that.
And also, well, why would God need to translate a perfect language that he speaks into a primitive language that we speak? There's no point. It'd be perfect, and we'd be able to understand it on a different perspective or level.
Or check it out. Here's the thing, though. Again, going back to that. To, like I said, with the, you know, like I said, I studied this shit for years, and I just know I tell you guys all the time, the smartest motherfucker in the room be the motherfucker you think is the dumbest motherfucker in the room, right? But even right now to this day, and I'm not trying to disrespect anyone's religion. I don't ever come off of that, or no, I really tell you what I believe. I just go by what I can prove. Somebody need to flip money that you took on Mike. I just go by what I can prove.
Flip money's playing GTA.
what I can prove, what I can, what I can prove, what I can see and touch, right? So even say that, right? We have, you got the Old Testament, went from the Old Testament to the New Testament. And this is, again, what's called my dogma and religion itself, because religion itself has been the biggest conflict on man of anything, you know what I mean? Because it keeps us fighting them. If you believe God is perfect, God makes no mistakes, right? You had these people practicing this one religion, right? For thousands of years. They were Hebrew, Jewish, whatever. They come along and say, you know what? We're gonna flip this thing here, and we're gonna become Christians. Now, here's the thing. Jesus wasn't a Christian. Jesus was a Jew. Religion, if Jesus was to come back to the world right now, he wouldn't know what the hell a Christian was. Jesus didn't tell people to write new books in the Bible, nor did Jesus tell people to change the religion. But like I said, religion is a man-made thing, a concept. But again, so now you got Hebrews looking at Christians like they're crazy because they have their Tanakh, their Torah, are part of their Christian Bible, which has nothing to do with Christianity, right? So then after that came Islam, right? Then, and again, I'm not knocking nobody what somebody believe. That's the youngest of the religions, right? Then you have Christians looking at Muslims like they're crazy because they got part of their prophets, part of their Quran, which has nothing to do with Christianity, with Islam, I'm sorry. So then you have this conflict, you know what I mean? My way is the right. So if God was perfect, God makes no mistakes, why not give people the right religion from the beginning? Or to even say, you know what? That if God gave he so loved this one talking about the Bible talks backwards. The God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. But if you got love for the world, you ain't got no love for the Father. That shit is like what? Like you so loved the world that you gave your only begotten son. But if we love the world, we ain't gonna love for the Father. But you know what I mean? So if Jesus died for our sins, why are we still dying? You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Remember that a God is perfect. That means freaking God can't be jealous, but it states that he's jealous in the Bible several times.
Yes.
Last time I checked, jealousy is a freaking breed of insecurity.
I am God, a jealous God, put no other God before me. Listen, I am God, a jealous God, put no other gods before me. Listen to this. And people say, well, you were born with free will. So I always talk about man, like you mean telling me somebody got swallowed by a fish, lived for 3 days, some low top left the sand, went on to preach about it. I say it to be funny, but just think about that, right?
How about that shit's facts.
Let me say this one thing. Hold on. Let me say this one thing. I'm gonna shut up right here. Listen, I'm gonna put it to bed with this one. Here we go. So I said, you know, man, I say that to be, you know, what I mean, condescending. Me tell me somebody got swallowed by a fish. Now let's know, I thought fish has gills and the fish breathes in the water, so a joke ain't drown. So somebody got swallowed by a fish, lived in his belly for 3 days with a robe with some low top.
A whale.
A whale. They say whale. Just say I go by fish. Some people won't say it's a whale, fish. You know what I mean? And went on to preach about it, right? So I want to say, so he didn't want to go preach at this certain spot, right? But God made him get swallowed by a fish. And brought him back to where he was supposed to preach at. Now, I thought we had free will. Which one is it? He didn't want to go there.
You know,
he
these
didn't want to
stories
preach.
in the Bible are meant to be metaphorically.
See, that's
right?
it. Then again, see, that's the problem, though.
They're meant to teach
yeah,
a
but
lesson.
why do people treat them as fact, though?
Yeah,
again,
but
you have to understand that the time that Bible was written in that time, the wording that they use is totally different. The way they share, they express thoughts.
But the word has been taught to take
totally
literal.
different than it is. It's
okay, Jesse, I'm with you, Jesse.
But they teach it. They teach
90.
That's not the way they teach it, though.
to take it literal, though.
Hey, listen,
Church
Jesse.
teach you to take your literal,
I'm
bro.
with you, Jesse. I get it. For those times, right? So you know what I say to that? You had the excuse of going from the Old Testament to the New Testament because those laws and rules that applied back in the older times wasn't prevalent what was going on in the New Testament, right? That's the reason why they explain why they changed. Yeah, what's about the Old to the New Testament?
The Bible too. The Nero, when Nero, I think Nero in the Roman Empire came, Nero, he changed everything to fit what he wanted the Christianity religion to be.
I thought that was my man. I thought that was my man. John Constantine.
Are you talking about Constantine?
John Constantine.
Constantine.
Was it Constantine or Nero?
You talking about
Constantine? No,
the count.
One of them.
The Council of Nicaea.
He's the first emperor.
The Council
of Nicaea. Yep.
That's what he put the Bible together.
He's the first emperor of He's the first emperor of
No, but
Rome,
it was
and he
changed.
decided what to put in there.
Okay,
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But
listen.
There's
But go ahead.
whole books. There's whole books that are just left out of the Bible.
I get that.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of
called the
books.
Apocrypha.
You had the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Apocrypha,
No,
you got a lot
it's
of stuff.
called
It's more books than that.
The Gospel of Barnabas says that
Barnabas, you got another Gospels of Emmanuel.
And Judas was
Barnabas
killed in his place.
The book of Barnabas also said that Jesus was the Son of God.
Okay, fine. But listen, fine. Listen, I can even
gotta
all
get that.
that.
Also in the
listen,
same
what
book,
all I'm saying is this.
with clay toys too.
They found that book a couple years ago.
But all I'm saying
is
is
a couple years ago.
All right, let me ask you this.
this.
Let me ask y'all this question. Isn't this kind of funny how, like, back in the day, every year it always a New Testament to the Bible? Like, where the fuck is y'all finding this at?
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I don't think
this book was proven the way it was written in gold letters.
Yeah.
The book of Barnabas.
You have a lot of stuff.
Was proven. It was written in gold letters and everything.
Actually,
it said that Jesus was a Messiah and he was not the Son of God. It said that in the book. But before it could get to the public, the church. Yeah, the pub before it got to the public, the church took it. The Pope took it.
Also,
Mary Magdalene is supposed to actually
had children by Jesus.
His kid actually.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, and they supposedly escaped to Egypt.
She's supposed to have children before him also.
Yeah, but they
That's
wanted
what I was
to.
reading.
They
Just like
want,
Jesus, Mary, she's supposed to have an older brother.
Well, they had kids.
They don't talk about
Yeah, but they had kids.
It mentions the brothers in I think it's
But
Mark,
my question
actually.
is this though, like what
Very
I was
briefly.
what I was trying to say is this, that their excuse, not what excuse, the story they said the reason it went from the Old Testament to the New Testament because what was happening back then in the Old Testament wasn't prevalent to what was going on in that time where they were in. You know what I mean? The Old Testament to the New Testament, right? So I say to this, right? I ask any God-fearing man or Bible thumper, what happened back then, all those thousands of years ago, ain't what's going on right now. So do you think we need a New Testament, or to even say that God to show Himself, He chose to show us, to reveal Himself through miracles and parting the seas and water, wine, and all this stuff, all those thousands of years ago, right? And to show it to a small class of people, whether the Hebrews or whatever the case, whatever you want to call them, the Israelites or whatever, all those 1,000 years ago, why not show yourself now today? People that may have lost their way, may have lost faith. So even again, so many people have called in His name, and again, and not to take this into a race thing. And again, I said this last week. Whether you choose to believe it or not, Christianity wasn't the faith, the religious thing that black people practice. You know what I mean? Those people prayed on their hands and knees for thousands, hundreds of years, 40 years. Not to be raped, murdered, church and all that stuff. They not one time with their prayers end. So I get to think, but then, was Jesus not like black people, or you know what I mean? Or,
no, but you see,
that was
the
Mormons until 1978.
Yeah.
No, that's when you get the understanding that this is all
no, that's where
bullshit, and that you are being
free will.
Religion
you know
is
what I
part
mean?
of a religion is part of a system. Religion. Also, all this shit all goes together. That's why they took it away from churches and state. They removed that shit from what it used to be. Because they understand that this is nothing but a serious system to keep your ass scared to death and in line. Same thing when the church start wearing off of people.
Believe what I say.
Then they start adding this old terrorism shit and having you scared. They want to scare you back in line.
Yeah.
You know why?
Well, that's what the Bible was.
A person like me, when you're not scared of nothing and you don't
bro.
believe in nothing, you don't worry about nothing, you are like unlocked and you ain't worried about none of this shit.
I got a good comment here in the comment section.
You know why, Dave?
I got a good comment here.
You know why? You know why they do that?
The Bible was a way to govern people back in the day,
Fear is a tool. And when people are scared, they will give up their most.
Exactly.
They will give up their rights. Look at 9/11. 9/11 was a tactic for people to give up a lot of their rights.
Fear tactic.
Man, it was a fear tactic. And then as long as you're scared, you're gonna. And what do people do when they want to fear? First they want to is the government. The same system that's
government, and then they look
in
for a
them.
scapegoat.
Yeah, the same system that's instilling the fear in them. And once that fear there, they'll be willing to give up rights just for them to feel secure. And that's what happens. That's what goes on every day.
You know what? Again,
I seen this on not to cut you off, Z. I seen this on YouTube last year, but before Obama got out of office. Yo, I heard out his own mouth that he said, yo, he was telling people that they need to give up their sovereignty.
Obama phones.
I was like, what? Like, give up your right to the government. We're not talking about that in a lot.
We need to regain our attention. Not giving up. We need to regain our sovereignty.
When did he say that?
That's
I
what
don't remember him saying.
We need to. I seen this on YouTube.
We need to regain it.
I was shocked. I was like,
you know what's crazy, man?
I really don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you know what? Again, because a lot of us are not again socially aware, or whatever the case may be, or we believe everything that we hear on the news, and a lot of it is it's propaganda. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll give you an example, right? And listen, and I ain't
the Clinton News Network.
Well, even with Clinton, you know what I mean? That she was hiding something on the Russian emails, she was had stuff on the emails, and kind of found she ain't had nothing, or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? It's always something to draw you away from the bottom line, you know what I mean? And even right now, I'm talking about even America is a fucking joke.
Diversion.
Yeah, it's a fucking joke. The reason why I say that is that you have a man, and again, Donald Trump. And believe it or not, it's not that I fear anybody, you know what I mean?
Don't do it.
I'm more afraid of
ferret head.
My man Pence, than, you know what I mean, than Trump.
That's my boy.
Yeah, because, you know what I mean? See, Trump is not that smart, but to say people that, hear this, when have the rich ever looked out for the wealthy?
That you have to worry about.
Listen, when have the rich honestly?
How is Donald Trump not that smart, bro?
Like, on,
he isn't that smart. He was born into money.
He's not.
He freaking earn anything handed to us.
He was
listen,
Jesse. What nobody says.
He just got elected as president.
He didn't get smart. The people were stupider than a fucking sack of rocks.
Jesse.
He's smart playing
not
being
they
smart.
He put fucking little fucking strings down there in front of everybody.
So you're saying
you think everything that he's doing is an act?
Donald Trump.
No, I'm not saying that.
And you think for 1 second that man is stupid?
Well, no, it's two things to be. Listen,
Let me.
Switch on my words. Let me post up.
The world like the devil.
Listen, let me choose my words wisely. I don't mean it's stupid.
I'm lucky I don't believe in the devil.
I'm like, he's not intelligent. There's two things. You can be street smart and you can be book smart. You got a joker that be street smart as a whip. You know what I mean? You got another joker that's book smart. You know what I mean? And it depends on what different words we put him in.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about just going by his vocab. We're gonna win things bigly. Just some way that he talks, his grammar. You know what I mean? He's not the sharpest the knife in the drawer. And a lot of people like him because he doesn't speak like a politician. I mean, I get it. But my thing is, you fall for the hook. How you say the banana and the tailpipe. Oh, I'm not gonna cut Social Security. I'm not gonna do this. What are he doing? He's cutting Social Security.
Cutting all that shit.
Both of those.
And you know what I mean? And again, I'm talking about people voting against their own interests because of, hate, and you got 22 million people about to lose their health insurance. We don't want Obamacare. Actually, it's not even called Obamacare. It's called the Affordable
It's called the Affordable freaking Care Act.
Care Act. You're talking about 22 million people.
And the funny part is, though, I've seen people freaking think differently. When you place that, if you remove the Obamacare, they side with it.
But
like
see, that's
75% of the time.
And for those
what's
people,
in it, then you put the Obama in front of it, and they
hate
it
for those people there, I don't have any sympathy
Yep.
whatsoever. And for those people there, I don't have any sympathy whatsoever. You know what I mean? I don't, because again, to think that your skin color, think that you're better than someone is the craziest shit in the world. I don't understand that concept. You know what I mean?
And it's not besides that either, too. It's the fact that he's a Democrat. You'll have all the freaking Republicans fucking
Which is
sign
cool.
up automatically,
Fine. Whether
even if it is good.
I listen at the end of the day, and I'm gonna be real with you. Obama, I think cool. The first black president, cool. But he didn't really do anything for people of color. And I'm not knocking anybody that's gay or homosexual or anything.
He did it. He was straight moderate in the middle.
Yeah, he did more for the homosexual community than anything. I'm just being honest, you know.
AZ, before you even leave that, let me tell you something. Obama, fucking Trump pulled Obama with like when Obama was going to office, most black people lined up just because of what the dude looked like. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. Some people didn't even know who the fuck he was or what the fuck he did.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And let me tell you something. Trump said it a long time ago. All I gotta do is get these Fox News watching motherfuckers behind me, and I'll get right in office.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen that interview he did when he was young.
Yeah.
He did the same thing. That's why
He even said the same
y'all
thing
can say
with
whatever
the
you
freaking
want.
Republicans.
Trump is smart. He was smart enough to play motherfuckers and
Oh,
get
yeah,
what
he
he
showed-
wanted. And I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him at
If
all.
they think, man,
You know what I'm
Trump
saying?
ain't smart, they crazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Boy,
Shit, that motherfucker.
I mean, I'm telling you, he ain't. Look, let me
But
tell
the
you
shit
something.
he doing, don't get it twisted. I do not like. Some of the shit he does, I don't like. Other
No.
shit, I don't really have any kind of feelings towards because.
Like, come on.
hey,
What I'm saying is kind of. You
Our
got the world
problem
you
leaders.
got to deal with it.
You got one saying. You got the rest of the
Even
world
with
looking at
Obama.
us. You got the rest of the world looking at us like what the world is when they scratching their head like.
85% of this
Listen,
planet
you got
hates our
It
president.
could be worse though. You could always have the.
But I know.
prime
I'm
minister
saying
and
that-
vice
we can't
president.
listen. We can't make no excuse for this shit here. You got my man out there tweeting 5 o'clock in the morning with his booty chokers on. You know what I mean? All types of wild shit. This ain't about this is not a reality show. You got the president of the United States of America.
He sit there pimping himself out to rallies left and right.
Yo, if he
Dude,
wants
you're
to,
not the
if he wants to
president of a
tweet,
fucking
let him
JV
tweet,
high
bro.
school
Who
somewhere. You're the
cares?
president of the United
Bro.
States.
With the whole Obama situation.
You know what's sad though? I can guarantee you this too. He's gonna get elected again. Guarantee.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, because the Democrats
Yes,
can shoot themselves in the
That's
foot.
it.
man.
Everyone
Hey, listen, I ain't
everyone
with it.
saying right now.
Everything.
What are you
Tell you
saying
why
right
he's
now?
not going to get elected.
I don't think so.
Why? Tell me why. Because
Yeah, I don't think
people
I don't
that
think
are
I don't think
he's
he's
not
gonna
going
come
to get
back.
elected again.
The reason why I say that again because
Explain it to me.
especially again you talking about you fucking with people's livelihoods now. You know what I mean? You look at these get people.
The Democrats will find ways to lose it. They just lost one in Georgia where this chick said, "No one needs a living wage at all."
I understand it.
Look,
Listen, listen. I'm with you, bro. Listen, I'm with you. I don't really believe in Democrat or
Bernie
Republican.
Sanders in, the Democrats would have won.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah,
let me tell you
Democrats
something.
would have fucking
Look,
slaughtered.
I like Bernie Sanders, but they sabotaged
They
him.
slaughtered Bernie Sanders.
They sabotaged him within. You know what I
They
mean?
sabotaged him.
But I will say this, right?
I really don't care
Yeah,
for Bernie
the Clinton
Sanders.
people fucking they manned up and said, "Guess what? We fucked you over."
Socialism doesn't work.
But here's the thing, and again,
Well,
so
what about
Socialist.
the streets and the hospitals and the trash that comes to pick up in your house, right? That's part of my money that pays for that, right? That's a
Yeah, but
social
that's
net.
not socialism.
Yes, it
It's
is.
not socialism.
Build it.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it's socialist.
Socialism is
It's
my
socialism.
money going
It's
down
where
to the
everybody
poor
should-
people to help them. You're paying
That's-
taxes.
You know
That's
what?
got nothing to
That's
do
on
with
the
But see,
ideology.
even that
In
right
other
there,
countries,
A social
in other
Democrat
countries,
actually
when
You're
you
has
paying
have
more
things-
taxes to
things
keep
out.
your neighborhood clean, just like you pay school taxes, property
Yeah,
tax.
but that's still a
that's
social
tax
network.
to
What do
help
you think
chip
Social
in.
Security stands
Yeah, but it's
for,
not
though?
socialism.
But listen,
it's not
even
socialism.
listen, hey,
Socialism
Jesse,
is my
it's
money
ba-
going
it's
to help
based
them
in
less
it.
fortunate.
Hey,
Wiz,
Jesse,
you tripping, yo.
Okay,
You
we
think
got a
Donald
show
Trump
here,
can win
Z.
again?
We got a
Hey,
show
but no,
here,
wait,
Z.
wait,
Let him
one
talk,
thing.
baby.
We have a
Let him
show
talk.
here.
Hold on, one second. Hey, Jesse, I just want to say one thing. I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna shut the hell up. What you're saying is absolutely right. When people thinking my money, because I spoke to you about that, Jesse, before. You know, me and you talked a while ago. We were supposed to do a show about it, and people do think my money going to help, whether the black, the Chinese, or the Mexican, whoever, right? But there are more white people on welfare than anything, right?
Oh yeah,
Now,
no.
okay. Let me finish.
I'm just saying, like,
No, let me finish though.
help the
But
poor
even
in general.
okay, fine, I get that. But to even say that, it's about. I think let me not be lazy here. I'll find the actual breakdown. It's like literally 2 cents. I might be saying a half a cent too much. That goes to welfare and Social Security. Like 2 fucking cents. The majority of your taxes goes to our military and the black budget project. It's like getting 60% of our taxes.
Yep.
So it's not, and again, most people that complain about helping as well are Christians. This is I've been listening to people talk. Like, yeah, I'm like, yo, this shit here, wow, but you claim.
That's
what
true.
it says, what it says in the
I'd rather
Bible.
give my money-
You got love for the Father, but you
rather
got
give
love
my
for your brother
money
you
to
see
the
every day.
poor.
Exactly.
I'd rather give my money to the poor all the fucking time than to help make fucking weapons to hurt other people.
Yeah, other poor
Bruh,
countries.
Let me tell you
I
something.
don't give
Let me
one
tell you something.
single fuck about hurting people that did nothing
tell you
to
something.
me.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah,
I'm in
that's
Chicago,
true.
right? I'm in Chicago, right? I'm in the hood part too. Well, all that shit y'all be hearing on the news. I live exactly where that shit goes on. Right now, it's like a fucking $1 million church. I mean, you have to be 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollar church because this motherfucker is huge, being built in our community right now, and it's motherfuckers here struggling.
Yeah,
it goes back to my thing again.
There's a bill that just passed, making it so people could take taxpayer money to fund churches because secular people actually fucking do it.
You know what?
That shit's crazy,
stupid.
Bro.
You don't take my money on a fucking neutral stance. This country is secular, no matter what freaking
somebody mute that might want running water.
But
check it out, Needles.
So
even better, right? And again, we come back to the fuckery, right? This shit is crazy, man. You said, as far as taxes or whatever, this is the religion of Christianity, right? This Christianity alone. I'm just going to single out this one because it's the biggest religion in the world, right? And not that I hate Christians, not that I'm a Muslim, I don't have a religion. But Christianity alone has more than enough money to feed every homeless, hungry person in the world. They can, the Catholic Church alone.
Just ask Joel Osteen for a donation.
They can do away with hunger. There will be no more starvation in Africa, Ethiopia. There's plenty of Catholics in Africa, all over the world. There will be no hunger. So what is this money for? You understand? God doesn't need your money.
To sit on a pew on Sunday.
A gold dome, a gold cross. Jesus don't need fancy painted windows.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
That money is the line in their pockets. That's what that shit.
Bro, I wish I would
give
a donation to church.
Like, yo, look at that, huh?
It's a sad truth.
I wish I'm
Joel
honestly about
Osteen,
that.
Robertson, Jim Baker, fucking shit like that.
Oh, I can't stand Joel Osteen. I would love to punch Joel Osteen.
I'm just saying,
I would love to.
Because they was taking in the Bible, they said if you don't have, give a tenth of flour or animal, whatever the case may be. Like, you come down, just think about it. What is my money going to? Like, you're talking about this, and again, I'm gonna just deal with one. You got different forms. You got 44 denominations of Christianity, but just the Catholic Church has more than enough money to feed every fucking hungry person in the world and won't go broke.
Bro, just the Christians alone.
Well, that's more than enough.
Alone spent $40 billion in the past 10 years on churches.
It's crazy.
Bro, I was in a barbershop today, bro. I was in a barbershop today, and this guy was playing this church tape. And I can't really recall what he was saying, but the preacher was talking about God and wealth. He was basically preaching wealth on the whole tape. And I'm sitting there like, if God is the creator of everything, wealth is the least thing on this man. You know what I'm saying?
You can't take none of that shit with you.
Now
you can't give something to something that has everything.
That's what I'm talking about. Just think about that.
You give something.
You know what?
Say that again.
Everybody in this room.
I just don't understand how can you give something to something
if God has
that
everything.
Everything, man.
How could
Exactly.
I never thought about like that, man. Damn.
What would God need with
exactly.
money?
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking as I'm listening to this tape. Like, what is he gonna do with this wealth? What is he gonna do
Why
with this?
Does he need?
He created
even
this.
Better. What is my donation? Listen. What is my donation? My tithe going to? God, why God can't issue the money? He make a way, pay the light bill. He turn water to wine.
I'm not praying for prayer.
Yo, I'm not praying for blessings. Listen, he turned water to wine, right? He turned water to wine. You tell me that the guy can't put the switch down at PSNG to cut the light bill, to pay the lights in church? To pay the church fund?
The thing is, I don't get those. It states in the Bible that there's streets of gold. Why don't he just pull a brick out of it and call it good?
It's crazy, bro. It's wild, man.
You know what's funny? Yo, listen here. I know what the old saying. If God wants this money, if I throw this money up in the air and it'll come back down, then that means he won it. That bitch come back down. I ain't
the donation that you get.
I ain't giving you shit. This going to my. If this ain't going to my family, it's going to my motherfucking Xbox, my other child.
Oh man, you wild. You going straight to the lake wise for that?
Hey, this is my thing. It's like Post Up said, with the big ass church in the middle of the hood. Like, I don't understand. You got this big ass church, but you ain't got no room in there for homeless people or nothing like that. But you just got.
And the people who coming in there,
that's what bothers me.
They give
and here
you
goes something
last.
for you. It's like I go to my aunt's funeral, bro. Mind you, I work hard as fuck. when I first got my job, something happened to where I wouldn't spend my money for like 3 years, so I ended up with a crazy amount of money. So my dumb ass went out and bought me a S-Class Mercedes-Benz. I pulled up to my aunt's funeral with the fucking preacher in there with one newer than mine. How the fuck did you get that?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
That bitch is
What
over
the
$100,000.
From the
It's like I was saying though, man. In the last 10 years, over $40 billion is spent across the globe.
Yeah, you weren't touching it. You weren't playing the game for a while.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wait, I was saying, do you know who
ridiculous.
the number one real estate mogul in the world is?
Joel Osteen.
Help me.
No, the Roman Catholic Church. They have more, they own more
Mike Davis up
property
there
on
too,
this
but
planet in the world.
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
I'm not talking about property. I'm talking about land. It's different between
land,
building
property.
and owning the land.
No,
They
I
got
understand what you're saying, but I
deeds
didn't
to
realize
the
that.
land, bro.
I just said
They got
that.
deeds
Listen,
to
I
the
just said I said Christianity, right? I said I'm just dealing with the Catholic Church has enough wealth again to feed every person that's homeless in this world today. There'll be no hunger.
You know what's crazy? They don't pay no tax.
No, they don't church does.
You know what's
They take
funny though?
nothing.
Of course not, because they
Yo,
choose
this
to believe
is what I
fairy
used to
tales.
think.
So they get
They
away
was
with
what I
it.
used to thought.
They
I
be
used
like
to
them
think
for profits in Bang Bang. Yeah.
When I was
Me too.
young, I used to you wrong for that. You wrong for that. I used to think church back in the day. I used to think they take the money and save it up for like people who really need it and shit. Like if they house get on fire and stuff like that. I used to think like that when I was little, but damn, when reality hit, I'm like, yo, that's fucked up. Like, yo, this money don't go to nobody that needs it. Like that's crazy.
No, it goes to.
Yeah,
but you know
man.
what? It also
Sad
some of those
truth.
donations too. That goes towards to like maintaining the church. You know, like the foundation, the workers, the paint. You know, it's not all
Didn't
just going to
need
the
that
Pope.
much.
Hey,
You know?
I got a good comment. Shout out to my man. They call me Wiz. He left a donation the other day in the
I
live
was-
stream. He said, "Listen,
All right,
man."
hold up.
He said, "Just give President Trump." I'm sorry, calling President Trump. I'm sorry. Listen, man, just give President Trump a chance and do your own research. And listen, here's my thing.
No,
my issue.
Facts.
They have.
Who said that?
No,
Who said
they
that?
call me Wiz.
Presidents don't run shit.
God.
Yo, shout
Presidents
out.
don't
They
run
call
shit.
me
I
Wiz,
don't
let them know.
Obama didn't run shit. Ain't none of the 40-something presidents run
No, we
shit.
don't. Yeah,
Bro,
it's
the
powerful.
presidents are
Nah,
puppets.
They
They
used to
puppets.
before the
Exactly.
companies took over.
They're the front man. That's all they are.
Yeah, hey, yo, I just want to
The
say this
companies
to
took over because they lined both Democrats and Republicans' pockets, man.
with
No
money.
matter who it
They
is.
call you like the Koch brothers,
Exactly.
Koch brothers. Listen,
Yeah.
my
20
man, they
years
call me
of
Wiz,
school.
right? Listen, now you, and again, I don't, I'll shout out. I don't know what you black, white, and it doesn't really matter. You're a person, you're a human being, right? I will say this, right? Now, again, and this doesn't affect me whatsoever. I have
As his cleanness.
I have what you call Cadillac insurance. You know what I mean? I can get a boob job I want. If that need be a sex change, like my wife's a principal, I have great insurance, right? Now, again, we talking about 22 Americans, right? 22 million Americans stand to lose their health insurance, right? You're saying again to give President Trump. Okay, we just want to deal with this one issue. There's other things I have problems with. Them trying to put religion in school and come on, preach creation. And, fine. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's another issue that I have a problem with. You know what I mean?
Pray the gay away, like freaking.
Yeah.
our
Pray,
vice
put
president
that
tried to
Jesus.
do
I mean,
once,
again, I'm not
pray the
knocking
gay away.
anybody the way that what you believe in your practice, but you have to be respectful to other people's religion. You know what I mean? Because believe it or not,
And
the founding
ideals,
fathers,
yeah.
whatever the case, American.
See, a lot of the people that are in Trump's freaking
I don't
circle
rock with the founding
have
fathers.
tendencies of not realizing
Bliss
this is
Bailey
a
was
secular
good.
country. Yeah, you
They
have to
racist
have something
ass.
neutral for everything, though. You can't just force freaking religion down someone's throat, no matter what it is. You know
Yeah,
damn
that-
well.
that's-
freaking
tell
if
people-
That's
if
my-
they
Man,
had
I tell
some
people,
Muslim
hey,
chick doing it.
That's my
Temple
issue.
of
I tell
Knights
people
done
all
that.
the
They
time.
forced religion down everybody's throat or they
Oh, what's
sick
her name?
them
Debbie Du Bois? What's that woman
motherfuckers.
name? Debbie Du Bois? Like that's crazy.
Hey,
My
hey,
man
hey,
Flip Belly
hey.
said president or nothing more than figurehead.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
One thing I won't ever let them. I
Yeah.
won't ever let them force nothing upon me. You'll never hit me with. You'll never catch me being a racist, a big politic motherfucker, or religious. None of that shit. They use all that shit to divide you. If people stay
Yes.
together and understood what the fuck
Yes.
they're doing to you,
Yes.
like people be so dumb. I'd be like, God damn, do you not?
Did you
see
think
the whole
racism-
setup?
that
Look what
shit
they
is
did.
about.
Look what they did in Iceland.
That's what it's all
Look
about.
what the people did in
Separating
Iceland.
your
The people
dumb ass.
came. Look what they did in
As long
Iceland.
as you worried about something else, you'll never worry about them being in your pocket. You'll fucking
Or
idiot.
doing what, or
Hey, yo.
getting away with other agendas.
Yo, you know what? Hey, post up,
Exactly.
right? Check it out, right? This real shit, right? And I told this story before, but I'm gonna tell it again to the live stream, right? I'm from Newark, New Jersey. Set up one project. I'm from a very violent part of New Jersey. and very, very probably the most violent part of Newark. Set one projects, right? Gang infested, all that shit, right? Lead the city every year in homicides. Now, I was gonna say that. This is a little backdrop. You know, I used to box. We didn't know I used to boxing, but boxing took me all around the world, all around the country. You know what I mean? And when I would compete in these national tournaments, I would go to different states, and I would see the same people every, at the tournaments, at the top of the class, every year, 2 times a year. I got friends there. So I remember when Hurricane Katrina. I'm sorry, before then. I'm sorry. I don't like to fly. So if I had the silver gloves, that's what JO's was. It's in Kentucky, right? So I would catch the train, literally catch a train from New Jersey, more or less, to Kentucky. How long did it take me to get it, right? And one thing about trains go through the very, very rural parts of states. You know what I mean? And I met people again.
Yep.
I'm talking about people that have blonde hair, blue eyes, that are literally living off the land, eating raccoons, eating possums, pissing and shitting outside. And like I said, I'm from Newark, New Jersey, and we're poor there, but that shit blew my mind. When I got back, when I seen that shit, I said, Grandma, you wouldn't believe, because, when you're growing up, I don't know anybody white, more or less, just my teachers in school, the few that we had. You think that, everything white on TV, they rich, they got money. Think white people got money. When you come from the ghetto, it's what you think. Every white person you see got money, right? So I'm like, Grandma, hey, you got white people, I was younger, you got white people, they use the bathroom outside, and they eat squirrels and stuff. I mean, it blew my mind. They ain't even got running water in their house. So then, as I got older, and I got friends, different states, I realized it's not really about a white or black thing, it's about a rich or poor thing. And they trick us with this racism on the surface to keep us blind to the fact to the 1%. You know what I mean? Like real shit here. They use that shit on the surface to trick us, to keep us going at each other, whether it's religion, whether it's race, to keep us, our mind preoccupied while they're in that pocket. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's really not about that. It's about us against them. Like I said before, you know what I mean? Even with Donald Trump, he's gonna come in. What rich person have you known to ever give? Just think about it. You know what I mean? Billionaire Christians on this planet, on Earth, they gave back, or they're gonna do for the poor people. It's not the rich are for the rich. And when I'm saying not even my issue with Trump, the things that he rallied against, the corrupt bank systems and this, that, and the other, he lined his fucking cabinet with people from Goldman Sachs. You know what I mean? So. And again, what it is, well, I'm saying the same thing. My eyes are open, and I don't think, I won't say I don't think, I don't know, as far as Hillary, it really doesn't matter who's president, but, the things that I just find crazy, the things that he rallied against, drained the swamp with the corrupted banks and this, that, and the other, he lined his cabinet with people from Goldman Sachs. And then said, I don't want any poor people, in my cabinet. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. This is the president of...
See, here's another part, though, too, man. Freaking that chick, Kellyanne Conway, when it comes to the healthcare shit, right, that's going on, she said that freaking people should get a second job to afford it.
Check this out. It's at the end of the day, man.
What the fuck? You already have a job. You shouldn't need to have a second one to have coverage. That's fucking stupid.
Let me tell you something. Check this out. Okay. Check this out. At the end of the day, man, it's all about us. It's about the people. Just like Z said, they keep us going at each other to prevent us from focusing on what they're doing. If you look at years ago in Iceland, them people weren't happy. Yeah. They went in and overthrew the parliament. They got them all out of there. Yeah. And then they replaced them with the people. So the same people who went over there and took it over are now running the country. It was never showed in the media over in the United States. Yeah. You know why? Because they don't want us to give us the inkling or any ideas.
They did the same thing, and they did the same thing in I think Jesus Christ, my wife. I forgot. My God, I forgot the name of the goddamn country. Start with an N.
Philippines, I mean.
No. I'm talking about far as where the people got together. No. They wanted to go up on school tuition, whatever the case, or when they start charging, and they go to college for free. There, the whole country took out to the streets and protested this shit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. For America, I'm talking about. Our eyes are so. I don't know what the hell it's about greed or whatever, but we're paying. Listen, we're paying for medicine, drugs, right? I just told you guys, drugs is big business, illegally or illegally. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. Somebody want to get high, smoke coke, smoke dope. I don't care. That's that man's business, right? But drugs is big business, illegally and legally. You know what I mean? Both ways. But like I said, for us to be the richest richest country in the world, supposedly most powerful. We pay for health care, pay for medicine. Go to Canada, shit free. Go to school. You know what I mean? Health care. Go to
but you know what? If you go to Canada, bro, you can sit there and wait forever. And if you have cancer and it's not
only certain areas.
and they don't think that you could live, you're like assed out, bro. They won't even waste chemo on you.
Certain areas.
Okay.
Waste chemo on you. Shit, chemo, this shit, they kill you. What you talking about wasting? Thank you, Doc. You just saved my life. Thank you for not giving me this shit.
Look at what Gaddafi was doing in Libya.
Yeah.
Free health care.
It also keeps people alive. Chemo gave my
free education.
Chemo gave my grandmother like 7 years.
But here's the thing. And again, I'm not knocking. I understand that.
Denmark,
I don't really talk about my personal business.
Those places fucking have
no,
free healthcare.
I'm just saying, like, chemo can extend you.
No,
you know
here's my issue with that.
It's bad for you.
Nah, that chemo is a trick.
Let me tell you something.
No, that chemo, that shit gonna take you right on.
Now listen, I don't talk about my personal business on air, but I'll talk to you about it.
Take you out.
It was a doctor just talking about it was a doctor that was just talking about chemotherapy in cancer patients and how doctors will refer you to chemotherapy before they refer you to natural remedies.
Let me tell you why.
Because they get a lot of money.
No, I'm gonna give you the exact number.
Off that
let them know.
You do know doctors get
give them
paid to
facts.
let
Let's
people
go.
die, right?
Hold on, I'm gonna give you the backstory. Now listen, I don't more or less talk about my personal business on the air, but some of you guys know what I've been going through, went through, as far as that and stuff. No, I said it to say this, right? You know, even so much that chemo, you know what I mean? It's the only business in just like this, right? That has a 97% failure rate, right? And that the doctors buy those medicines from Purdue Pharma or whatever for $3,000. Turns around and sell it to you for $12,000. Your insurance may pay $8,000 that you're responsible for. It's real shit here. So, which has a 97% failure rate, right?
Fail.
You couldn't buy. It would be illegal for you to buy a car that has a 40% failure rate. So you're selling me something. Because not only what happens, the chemo. It's like mercury. When back in the day when people was treating syphilis with mercury, yes, it kills the syphilis, but it kills everything else. And the same thing with chemo. Yes, most people that die from cancer, real shit here, they don't really die. They die because the chemo breaks them down so hard.
Chemo.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's real shit. No,
and guess what? And that's to add to that. The basis of all viruses, and even cancer, is mucus. So if you alkaline your system, nothing survive. AIDS, cancer, or none of that.
A German doctor
who was cancerous, who alkaline their system and survived cancer and got it all out their system by changing their eating habits.
Yeah, I'll say this.
You
Fucking true shit too.
Your whole way of life.
I just want to say one thing.
You're trying to purify your body.
Wait, let Jason speak.
Yeah.
I just want to say I got to bounce. I got to take care of something. I realize everyone, all the listening, for having me tonight. I appreciate that.
Good one.
You breaking up? Hey, man.
Thank you, Jess.
But have a good.
I thought that was my mic.
Love, Jess.
All right, Jess.
By the way, shout out to the over 50 people watching. This show's only getting started. Let's keep going. We'll take questions too.
Oh yeah, I got some good statements in here too. You know what I mean? We just got to talk. But even like I said, as far as that's the only business like that. You know what I mean? And it was a German doctor that patents that can't no disease live in an all alkaline body. You know what I mean? But again, that's the things that. You know, they don't like to talk about in the mainstream media. Like they was locking. Listen. I remember back in the day. This real talk right here, right? Back in the day, I don't know if you guys remember the Phil Donahue show. And I was a little young, but I remember doing
Phil
my
Donahue.
homework. I was doing my homework at the table, right? I don't even remember the guy's name, but he was a doctor, and I know that he was up there. He was treating AIDS patients. I believe somewhere either in the Catskills or upstate New York. If I got the location wrong, I do apologize. But I know he was treating people that had AIDS, cancer. I mean. On their deathbed was
he black?
AIDS. They were all colors. No, he wasn't. It wasn't Dr. Sebi. No, and he was bringing them back.
No.
You know, he was bringing them back. And he said, "I wish I can tell you guys right now what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because they'll lock me up. You know what I mean? And some he turned up dead or whatever the case may be. Even like I said with Dr. Sebi. You know what I mean? With treating people. You know, they arrested him because, like I said, if they can't make any money off it, I'm gonna tell you the real shit. Just think about this, and this is not me with the tinfoil hat on. The last thing that we found the cure for was polio. Let's think about this, right? Polio, which affected all races, creeds, and classes. You know what I mean? There's no money in the cure. There's only money to make you live longer with the symptoms, whatever it's diabetes, whatever the case may be. There's no money in the cure. Actually,
your life.
You know what I mean? Actually, there's not even a cure for the common cold. You can take some antibiotics and make you get better, you know, in the immune fight, but there's no. The last thing they really cured was polio, right? So now again, right? So you have a young girl, a doctor, and I believe she's from Atlanta, a black lady. You know what I mean? was curing again cancer. Check this shit out. With lasers, whatever she was doing. Yeah, and I remember another guy in California. He was curing cancer with radio waves. The government came and shut him down. But she tried to get her stuff patent, right? And the way she had to word it, that it was to help treat cancer, that it wouldn't, because of course she started trying on lab rats, because any medicine or foods that we eat, hair shampoo, everything is tested on animals. Actually, we're not too far, not the same genetically, as far as DNA, maybe about a few things, but whether it's pigs, dogs, cats, about the same, same
Rats,
DNA, right? So again, the rats or the mice had tumors. And she was treating with the lasers, whatever she was doing. And the thing, we ain't not talking about 6 months of treatment. We're talking about 2 weeks of treatment. The shit was gone. You know what I mean? So she wanted, and they should, even her school, because most people, most doctors or even archaeologists or anything, they don't have their own money. So they depend on the government and these schools to give them money. And anything you start going against the status quo, I'll give you an example, right? When archaeologists, was a woman that she worked for Harvard, and please, I'm bad with names. She found some evidence that man had existed here for that more longer than what they say here, right? You know what I mean? And she found some tools. Another person found a screw in a rock that was like 2 million years old. You know what I mean? Now, it's supposed to, the Earth's not supposed to be that old, right? These people are hushed up. Either they lose their job. This woman has a doctorate. She works in fucking Home Depot. And there's nothing wrong with Home Depot. There's nothing wrong with it. But she works in Home Depot right now. She lost her job. Because she, she spoke out what she found. What she found. Now, according to science, mainstream science, we didn't coexist with dinosaurs. That's what she found. She found a human remains along with their fossilized. I think the dinosaur fossilized on top of it. You know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be, or they would buy each other side by side. So, according to, like I said, mainstream, we didn't coexist with dinosaurs. No way, hell. You know what I mean? We didn't exist with them. You know what I mean? Then you had another joke. Like I said, he found a screw that was inside a rock or some shit, or whatever the case, and the shit was like 2 million years old. And even in Africa, when they found these little circle dots, they were like circular stones. They made like the planet, and they had like little rocks. Not when they weren't rocks, but like metal beads inside the rock, inside the round stones or something. That dated something was like Danny a billion years old, some crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, geez, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? I don't know if humanity restarted all over again, whatever the case may be, but life, intelligent life, has been here for a very, very long time. And again, not
this
to
whole
go back.
planet is a mystery, man.
Yeah, again, so not to go back to the whole religion.
Is it, or are they just making it? Is it a mystery, or is it a mystery, or
because
they
what happens is you have
information back from us?
Yeah, but here's the thing: you have this paradigm that's saying that we evolved from apes. You have the Darwinism theory, then you have the whole religious thing. You know what I mean? So they had to go back and rewrite history as far as the Darwinism theory. We talking about school books, everything. You know what I mean? Or I'll give you an even better example. Look, you go back to the pyramids again. The pyramids, right? We was taught in school that the Egyptians built the pyramids. Now, again, fine.
Here's
all I'm gonna say is
here's
this.
something for you, Z. Though, when it comes back to that dinosaur human thing, a lot of creationists are given that validity of the Bible existing because of that. They still state that the fossils are 6,000 years old.
But it takes longer than to fossilize something. Whatever the case may be.
Nope. According to them, they don't.
But again, but that's where the issue comes in here. But check this out, right? So as I was saying, even like I said in school, you were taught that the Egyptians built the pyramids. To this day, we can't build the pyramid. First of all, to build a house, anything you gotta lay a foundation. You can't build a house on top of sand. But we're gonna negate that right there. You have
you
stones.
Could try. It'll still slide everywhere.
Listen, you have stones at the bottom of this pyramid that weigh 80 tons, 80, 90 tons. Yeah. We don't have the equipment today to move that. And even better than that, they're all this shit with the one true north. The only way to map one true north is from the sky above. Just think about that. You know what I mean? And they're all, they sit on one true north. Is that a coincidence that they line up with the pyramids they got in the Peru and this, that, and the other? Like, this shit is crazy.
Look how long it's fucking stood, and look how good it still is. You can't fucking build a house that can stand that long to this day.
Hey, bro, listen now. I'm gonna take this one step further. We can maybe close the conversation with this. I don't know if you guys ever heard about remote viewing. You know what I mean? Basically, I think we can maybe. I think post up. You said something about astral plane or whatever. So you take your mind or whatever outside your body and go to other places, right? The guy name again is Ingo Swanson. You guys, he wrote a book called The Penetration, right? And again, you can find the video on YouTube. But the books they took out of circulation. You can't buy them anywhere. Because he talked about a lot of those ancient religions again that was put here by extraterrestrials. But I'm not even going to open that thing there. But anyway, he had like something like remote viewing. He was like the illest. You know what I mean? And what happened with the government. At the time we had a Cold War with Russia and stuff. The Russia was doing the whole phenomenon with psychics and moving metals and stuff. You know what I mean? And they didn't know how they couldn't really explain it. You know what I mean? So a lot of times you had different people within the government trying to shut down what they were doing there. They had some made a movie about goats can fly or beyond goats or whatever the case. My man that playing Gladiator. What's the guy name of the goats can fly or something? They made a movie
Russell Crowe.
Yeah. It's a movie. They made a movie about it, but it's a true story. But anyway, Ingo Swanson, he was so ill that he took his mind. You can take his mind. They would give him the coordinates. You could say -257. Don't tell him what it was. Just give him the coordinates, and you can take it. You start freehand. He go into a trance and tell you what's exactly there. Like he had 100% accuracy every time. So when he started to push himself farther than the bound, they gave him targets on the moon and the Mars, and he came back and told him about structures, about the face, about the pyramids. Like this is real shit here. Like this ain't no job. Like this is. You can look this shit up for yourself. Like he was like sharp as hell. Like, you know what I mean? Ingo Swanson, like he was like I said again. But even they remote view. Yeah, a lot of people. You can look on here on YouTube. They remote view the pyramids. They was part of an energy grid. You know what I mean? This is what they were saying part of the energy grid. On top of the pyramid was a gold capsule, whatever, like a peak or whatever. But anyway, it was like Wi-Fi, but for electricity. And if you know what Tesla was trying to do, why Chase shut him down. Tesla was trying to give the world free energy, you know what I mean? And you had the banks, Chase and Morgan was in and he said the not the copper, but the coil. The coils, you know what I mean? What you do, what you send the copper wires that send electricity from town to town. That's how he was making his money. Was selling those wires and shit back to steel.
Just doing AC power is what it was.
Yeah.
You talking about Tesla?
While Edison was doing DC power.
But you know how he found that out though? About that the world energy tapping into the world grid, tapping into the energy earth. When he went to Egypt and went to the pyramids, that's how he learned how to create that coil.
I mean, fuck, there's practically light bulbs in the pyramid. Like there's crazy shit.
Baghdad battery and all types of stuff.
Yeah, Baghdad battery.
I read about that
and all that stuff
years ago.
Yeah, but even like I said, even with
that fucking crazy shit.
Again, even with that right there, you said right, and even with Tesla, you go to some I read the book about him too. Now, I actually studied him when I was in school.
Nicholas Tesla.
Yeah, I was always heard about Albert Einstein. I never heard of Tesla until I got to school. But even with that, this Joker was so far advanced. It's crazy when he died, right? The government, the FBI went in and made all this shit top secret. Like he took his writings, his books, everything.
Took everything.
Yeah, and also before we put our first the satellite, the Black Hole, what's called the Black Night Hawk, what you want to call it. He found that shit there.
Yeah, the Black Knight.
He found that shit there.
It looks like a chess piece floating in space or something.
He created sonar before the
Yeah, that was his thing
the
there.
person who originally created it.
Yeah, he believed
he created
in also
technology.
believed in a
Sonar
wireless
technology.
freaking society. He
Oh,
hated
yeah.
seeing freaking the lines across,
sitting in,
like phone lines and all that crap and everything.
He was sending information across the water wirelessly back then.
Yeah, but
And
He was.
But I'm just saying, I want to say this though.
Wave or something like that.
But what was
He
his
also
last
knew
thing?
that at our
We could talk about
core,
Tesla.
we're energy.
Yeah, but what's
At
his
our
last
core,
thing?
we're energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to say this last thing, right? Even like I said before, I was with Tesla, and again, he talked about extraterrestrials and all types of stuff. But I'm not going to get into that. But when he detected the Black Knight, we're talking about a couple of years before. The Russians was the first person to put a satellite up in orbit, and not only that, like the ship was going counterclockwise, but like say it was much faster than anything we can do. You know what I mean? Like who the fuck put that there? And the ship was sending back radio transmission. Like who the fuck put that there? You know what I mean? Like, you could ask, like, you know what I mean, like that. Russian was credited for putting the first probe in space. Who the fuck put that thing? Now Tesla talked about this shit, and they gonna say he don't know he's a crackpot too. Like, come on, bro. Everybody ain't got that crazy.
Well, AZ, well, you already know that some of the things that Tesla made, the government just took it and just milked it that we're using now.
Yes,
they're just milking it. They streaming us along like that. You know, that's crazy. Though.
A lot of people looked at Tesla strange because he knew at our core we was made up. We have the ability to get off negative and positive energy.
Yeah.
So he didn't shake people's hands, or he didn't allow people to get in a certain range of him because he felt as though your energy, would
Negative
affect
energy.
his energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Will disrupt his energy field. So he didn't allow people to get close to him or shake his hand. Now, as far as the spaceship, this shit is being taught to. Look at Mass Effect Andromeda. Andromeda is one of the closest. Andromeda is one of the closest galaxies to the Milky Way. Right? So this shit is weird.
Say something else.
No. Andromeda is an actual galaxy, and they even NASA even talking about finding alien planets there. But
M21.
Another Navy dude on his deathbed was talking about how technology-wise, the government, as far as Star Wars, they've been there, done that, intergalactic traveling. They've been there, done that. He even spoke to an intergalactic council meeting that was going on. And in Andromeda, and that they went there for the meeting and shit with all these other alien races. Man, it's a whole lot of shit, bro.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm just happy to know that other people read some of the same shit that I read instead of you saying, "Yo, you fucking crazy." I know about the whole council.
It's an alien race.
You know, like some of the council,
alien race, bro. That they
some of them alien council don't like other alien interfering with our evolution. It's like on some Star Trek type shit. They do not like them interfering with our evolution, progress. They don't like that. They're against that. And that's why it's like some type of interstellar war. This is what I read. I can, can't confirm it or not.
That goes with what Z was talking about earlier about the contracts we made with the aliens. The Andromedas didn't want us to make that contract with the aliens we was making it with because they said they was evil. And it would backfire on us. But since we made the contract, the Andromeda say they can't interfere because we already had signed the contract. It's some deep shit, I'm telling you.
Talking about the
it's some deep
Grenada
shit
Act.
out
What
here,
happened
bro.
was they were supposed to take a list of keep a small amount of people. Even as far as that, like next week we want to talk about. We didn't talk about this week. We will do the 411 people that go missing in public parks and shit. We can do that next week. That'll be the first thing we talk about. Like that year that they signed the Grenada Act or whatever, over 300,000 people or something like that, adults back in the day, maybe a little more. I'm talking about people that had jobs, teachers. I'm not talking about rodents. I'm not talking about bums. And I mean regular people that went out to go to work today, never came back, just went missing, never came back. You know what I mean? You know, just got lost. You know what I mean? And even like I said, even with the mutilated cattle, they don't like again. Now we talking about you got people, bro. I mean, top detectives, cops, like, bro, ain't no blood. These shit here slicing, surgically. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this can't, what the heck, like, we, you know what I mean? Like, this, like, this one's like some fine, like some, this ain't no animal, this ain't no predator. Because when a predator or a coyote bite, it rips, it tears, or a wolf. This stuff is cut surgically. The animal is removed, the glass, the eyes, the cheekbone, you know what I mean? They also found humans like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fucking examination.
Bro.
Hey, bro, it's real shit.
But in fact, they're saying the New Orleans, the flooding was a feeding ground for the lizard people. Because there was a lot of bodies after that flood that never got found. A lot of people got.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Don't get
a
to
lot of
Bush.
Don't
get
what about the 2004 tsunami? There was
hold on.
A lot of
Bush
there too.
Boy,
you know Bush saying that he's part of the lizard people, right? The reptilian race.
The reptilian race. A lot of bodies wasn't.
Yeah, there was plenty of bodies in that tsunami too, 2004.
But that tsunami wasn't the same thing as a goddamn
200,000
That's a
people
tsunami.
died,
that tsunami gonna wash people away. I'm talking about in this flood, it was bodies that's supposed to have been in houses and stuff that wasn't there. Bodies that never got found. People who like they're still missing. Like, I mean, come on now.
Look. And they said that they had them. Now listen, I don't know how true this is. Again, they had them dogmen. I don't know what the fuck these things is. It's like half man, half dog. Now, real shit, man.
No, Z. You're talking about skinwalkers.
I don't know what they are, bro. I just know
they're
that
called skinwalkers.
I think that's what you're
talking
about.
or whatever the case.
Yeah.
If you look, listen. If you look in the Egyptian pyramid or and stuff, you see like men with half man bodies with dog heads. You know what I mean? This is going out through history. But even like as far as Bigfoot, you know what I mean?
Look at Thoth with the bird head.
Or whatever the case.
Again, real excellent being.
Listen again. In one of those one of those tombs or something in the pyramid, they found remains of something that was half man. I don't know what it was. It was all crushed up, whatever the case may be. And they kind of kept that hush hush. But I'm gonna say some shit for next week too. But even like I said, I don't know what the fuck those dogmen is or whatever the goddamn case may be. But they wrote about them shit in history too. These people call them werewolves or like Bigfoot. The Sumerians wrote about the Bigfoot. You know what I mean?
The lichens.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they are, bro. You got. Y'all ready? Let the game. But listen, we get makeup from. All right. Well, listen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this has been real. This show here we're gonna do once a week. We did it last week. You know what I mean? You guys can check out the show. It was on the channel. We did it last week. I might get it uploaded to YouTube too. But thank you all for rocking out for you. Shout out to everybody that may have given a donation. Again, it helps with the show, with the channel. Next week, I'm going to do some giveaways. I got some codes that I got to get. I'm having a problem with my computer. I can't see my files. I don't know what the hell happened. It's just numbers on them. I can't see no pictures there. What I did was take a picture of the cards.
It's all those PSVR games that Crap's been kicking you down, right?
Yeah, my man said, can you do a voice chat? I don't care. Somebody on Twitter. But listen, thank you all for rocking out with the show. If you like the show we had to bring today, share it on Twitter. You know, share it on Twitter, the like button. We do this every Wednesday. But listen, Broadband Bullies, we stream just about every day. You know what I mean? We talk about video game stuff too, though. You know what I mean? But every Wednesday, we give you the politics, the religion. Oh, I got everybody from all types of walks of life. And my man,
all type of weirdo shit.
And my man Beyond Wisdom, pray the
all
candle. You know what I mean? But he my man, though.
Shit. Give me something that lightning kick, guys. I mean, just keep it up.
Black suit on and give you a visit. Not a problem, baby. Come holler at me, man. This show, shout out my man. They call me Wiz. Shout out for the donation. I seen that. Appreciate it, my man. Why is it just Wednesday? No, we do shows all week. Like we do podcasts and stuff too. But this show here is just on Wednesdays. You know what I mean? We just do this particular show here on Wednesday. Everything, like I said, you know, I need to put a date, like I said, for official podcast too. A date. I've been just going around and shooting shows, but Wednesday you get this show here about everything under the sun. You know what I mean? Broadband.
Yeah, and if you like the show so much, just share it around Twitter. Show your support. I mean, we'd love doing this.
Yeah,
you know, it's worth it.
You know what I mean? And like I said, we live stream on this channel or whatever. We all live stream. You know, we do co-streams. Just rock out with us, Broadband Bullies, man. But thank you all for rocking out with us. What are you going to play or what? I'll get some money. Hey, what's with that? I'll get money. Well, I know that nigga. I get money.
See, there's one thing that we said in this in this group right here. None of us were wrong. Never use that word.
No.
Cool and jet with everything that come across.
Oh, no. We just talk. We just have
fun.
All
discussion.
So,
we just talk different.
Yeah. I do want to say that. I'm just I do appreciate you let me come in and stuff, man.
Sure.
I'm just glad I ain't the only fucking weirdo that's on Facebook.
We ain't weird, bro.
All that shit. Yeah.
We ain't weird, man.
You
gotta challenge. You gotta question everything, man. Just don't accept what they give you.
Before we go, I do wanna thank everybody here. My man Beyond Wisdom, my man Nichols. Like honestly, I've always wanted to do something where we sit down and talk about people from different walks of life. Where we sit down and talk about anything. You know what I'm saying?
Shut your black ass up.
Yeah, but seriously though, man, this is everything though. Like you know what I'm saying? It means a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I was saying, man, no one's wrong with their approach. No one's wrong with what they're saying, man. That's the one thing that we haven't said. You say, hey, man, you're wrong. You're wrong, man. You're wrong. No, we don't do that shit. Everyone speaks their mind, even if we disagree. It's all about
King Blood
discussion.
Was going off out. I remember Z when you did like a video about your experience with an alien encounter, you know, with your grandma and all that. And I always wanted you to do a show on it, so I'm glad you're kind of going with it. You know, there's a free topic show, but you know, you bring some of that in here now.
Yeah, my guy had an encounter with the reptilian people.
Yeah, he almost got.
He told me about it.
If anybody in the chat has a spooky experience, you know, just tell us. We might invite you to the party. Who knows?
Exactly, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like, I like the W word, man.
I like talking about stuff. I like talking about stuff like that with people, man. You know what I'm saying? I like I ain't gonna lie. Some of the show, I caught myself just listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, like my boy Beyond Wisdom be dropping that wisdom. My boy Postal be dropping that wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm like, damn, y'all be, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm a big sci-fi channel watching motherfucker. I watch all that crazy shit. So it's
exactly. That's where I'm
Trekkie,
at.
dog. I'm a Trekkie, dog. I'm into Star Trek. All this shit to me. I love it. All that shit, yo.
You gotta be. You can't. Being regular is just. weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's
they can call me a
boring.
weirdo all
That's
they
the
want.
best word to put it.
Exactly. So I love hearing about crazy shit that be crossing my mind, but I just don't normally talk about it every day.
Just think, if you've
Perfect,
never
man.
seen a dragon before, how can you imagine one?
Exactly.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? If you never seen planets of the galaxy or aliens, how can you fabricate or imagine one? You wouldn't have an idea on how it would look or where to start. So a lot of this shit have to have some facts to it, man.
I mean, post up. If you just go to deep sea, you see the craziest shit down there. The craziest things you won't even think are alive. Like, just imagine what's out there. We just don't know.
I know for years, scientists thought that life couldn't exist without some form of light, some form of sunlight.
We have these weird standards, but none of them are true.
Yeah, we
don't know.
It's fishes down there that's
hey, guess what? It's no crime, man, to not know.
Well,
you'll know eventually.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad you said about fishes and stuff deep under the water, because I was reading something recently about a few months ago about, not the lizard people, but it's supposed to be aliens that been on this planet before us, and they was waiting for us to destroy ourselves so they can come back up and take over their planet again. I say, yo, that's crazy. How they let someone take over their planet? I'll be reading a lot of stuff. I read a lot of stuff.
That correlates with the hollow Earth theory, man, about Earth within
the
Earth.
I mean,
you know what
I
I'm
have to say, like, the water is one of the most interesting things. Like, we don't even explore the deep sea whatsoever.
We know more about the space than we know about.
We know more about space than our own deep sea. Yeah, that's the crazy part, guys.
It's a whole different ecosystem and life down there, man.
It's just stuff that will fucking blow your mind.
That will be like, what the fuck? There is some alien shit right there for real.
Hey, and if you're just a regular, viewer, and there's like a surprise for you guys, you've never seen people talk about this, check out channels like Paranormal Junkies. See, that's where we get a lot of our shit from. At least my shit.
Right.
Or top 5 or
crossing.
And you'll get a lot of shit, and some really
things
stuff I lose
that
hours
the
on it.
government don't want you to know about. It's a lot of that stuff. It's a lot of
I should get into metaphysics too, man. One day we get to discuss metaphysics and shit too, but I'm gonna say that it's a lot of people I watch though.
I'm gonna save it now. I'm gonna save it, but next week I want to talk about like when you die. Like I don't know why, but I'm big into like reincarnation and shit like that. Like I don't know why.
Okay.
I just don't believe in a heaven or hell. You ever understand? Like,
well,
you ever had deja vu?
Because there's no.
There's some spooky shit that we can absolutely talk about.
I think deja vu is what they consider a repeat of time, like a time loop that happened before.
Like I'd be
and
like,
you just noticing that.
I didn't do this, but I feel like I've seen this before. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always thought, like, yo, this might. be like
I mean, there's so many stories of people
second
like
or third time living, bro. Like. It's crazy, man. Like I can't.
What about things like the Mandela effect and stuff, though, too, man? There's people that either misremember things or they claim that there's a alternate universe version of something that happened that they swear happened.
I mean, I suppose so, but I mean, there are cases of people just knowing shit.
Yeah, I mean,
like
the
Berenstain Bears one. The Berenstain Bears one was pretty good.
Oh yeah,
parents say it all the time when they tend to look at children. And depending on the child and stuff, they say, hey, that child been here before. You hear it all the time, aren't you? Aunties and your grandmother and stuff like that. They have ability to look at a child and be like, well, that child been here before.
Well, let me tell you this one quick story that I seen on YouTube real fast. It was about this child, like as you were saying, like
start to show your support.
This
I mean,
child
we will do this as a weekly show.
Huh?
This child had
you guys
told the police and stuff. I think we are.
Oh, nah,